Hey everybody, welcome to a really awesome garden tour. This has probably been one of the nicest gardens that I've had in I don't know how long. I feel like I'm finally starting to get the hang of how to grow things in this new environment. I'm in Arkansas now, coming from a northern Illinois place, and oh my gosh, it definitely has been a lot to learn. So it is right now mid-May, and oh my gosh, look at the tomatoes. I cannot believe how crazy they are growing. They are so robust. The stems on them are really thick. There's so much foliage. So it should be a really nice tomato year. Fingers crossed. I planted some orange zinnia seeds along the back here, and it's really interesting. So like this zinnia is this bright, beautiful orange. Man, I just love these. They're so pretty. I love how this little guy has some different coloring in the center than the outside. So definitely got orange. But then when we look at this zinnia, it's a bright pink, even though the seed came from an orange one. Genetics are so interesting. We've got the cucumbers are starting to come up the arched trellis, which is always exciting. We got some on that side. And then we also have some more over on this side. The amaranth is going crazy. I love it. Heat masters are looking great. Here, that was another orange seed, but we got a pink zinnia again. And over here, we also have pink zinnias. All of those were orange seeds. Isn't that funny? So pink must be genetically dominant, and we probably had some cross-pollination. Here we've got the black brandywine. Look how thick those stems are. Isn't that crazy? And we're getting flowers, and we're getting little tiny tomatoes just starting. So that is super, super exciting. It's like working the way it's supposed to. Who knew? Over here on my porch garden, I have pots, but I'm also starting some seedlings. We've got comfrey. I'm really wanting to get into not purchasing fertilizers. And so I know comfrey is a really good way to make compost and fertilizer. So that's the goal with those. I finally, yay, got some basil to germinate. Only took me 3 tries. Still gonna be a while before we get any basil to use, but I'm just happy it's finally germinating. And then look here, these are all black-eyed Susans. 2 different varieties. One's a little taller, one's a little shorter. So I'm glad that these are germinating. I just love those, and I don't have any in my garden yet. So happy about that. In my greenhouse, we've got the garlic curing. So excited. That's going to be a lot of fun. I won't need garlic for probably 3 years. And then the kale and the cabbage are happy back here. And I do have a shade cloth, or actually a couple of shade cloths on my greenhouse, which helps to keep it a little bit cooler in there and makes it good for curing. The perennial garden is looking amazing. Perennial flowers are growing tall and looking great. I just planted this bed yesterday. The garlic was here, so I took that out and I replaced it with some green beans. I have some seeds from my sister Katie. I also put in some burgundy and some blue lake, so lots of green beans. The beets and the carrots, they're actually growing like they're supposed to. So exciting. So if I look in the beets here, let's see, there we go. Can you see there's like actually a beet there? That's so exciting. And the carrots, there's like I don't know if I can show you or not. Let's see if you can get in there or not. But there's like little itty bitty carrots right there. So I think we're gonna get a harvest with beets and carrots. Super exciting. My sweet potatoes are in. We just got a little bit of growth with these guys, but it's still early yet. They take a long time. The celery is ready to harvest. So I'll be harvesting that probably within the next week. We've got onions. Those are growing really well. So we should have a nice onion crop. A little more celery over here. And the Dutch fork pie pumpkins are starting to take off. So it's so funny, the squash and the pumpkins, they just don't do anything for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, as soon as it gets hot, they really take off. So I'm happy to see that. Here's my other perennial bed. Sage is still blooming, the yarrow's blooming, which is lovely. And then my echinacea, those are blooming, just starting to, so super exciting. Now the echinacea that Mom gave me, she gave me seeds for this, it's actually growing. So I mean, it's nothing compared to the giant purple one next to it, but I'm just happy that they're taking off. I've got that one right there. And then on the other side of the soapwort, I've got another one, and both of them are producing more leaves. So super happy about that. Now, and my gardener was having a sale on bare root plants, end of season clearance, and I couldn't resist. I ordered some strawberries. So I threw in this quick bed right here. It's another lasagna bed with straw and wood chips and cardboard, and then I'll put in pockets of soil. And so this is going to be all strawberries. It's a little hot to plant them now, but I couldn't pass up that deal. Here we've got the butternut squash. Again, they're starting to take off now that it's heating up. And then I had a little more sweet potatoes over here. I threw together another cardboard and straw bed because I ran out of room in my other bed. So we're just throwing down makeshift beds wherever we can. And let's take a quick look at my fence garden. Couldn't be happier with this as well. I do have bug damage down here. I think it's mostly grasshoppers. So like there's all this grassy field right behind this. And so grasshoppers like to come in. We've also had a bunny rabbit in here. So she might be doing some eating too. So like if you look at this borage, you can kind of see the little holes in the leaves. But most things are still hanging in there, even though we've got some bug damage. Here's the Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth, and you can see something is definitely chowing down on it, but they're still growing. The lilies look good. The cosmos are blooming. So super happy with how this is looking. The milkweed is taking a hit. Something is eating that. I don't know if it's the grasshoppers or something else. I've lost one plant that was completely cut off, but like some of them are looking healthy and strong. So like this one right here looks really good, but the one next door is sad and sorry. So I'm hoping that a few of them at least will make it through so we can get them established. My blackberries are looking super good. Happy about those. Won't get anything from them for a while, but that's all right. The comfrey looks great. The zinnias and the pincushion flowers are starting to bloom as well, which is just makes some bright color here. And then at the end, we've got the raspberries. And look, we actually have little tiny raspberries. Isn't that exciting? I know we won't get very many, but it's always exciting when something works out the way you hope it will. My other trees are doing great. I haven't had any bug pressure yet. The peach tree is growing like crazy, which is super nice. And then here's a question. I have these little mulberry trees. And so like this one right here, I think this branch is mostly dead and it's got some leaves just down here, but then it's got 2 new shoots coming up from the root system. So what's the best thing to do? Should I cut all but one and let like one come up as a tree? Should I just let it do its thing and see what happens? I don't know. Let me know what you think. But the other mulberry tree, this guy, he's growing just fine. So he's doing just great. So everything's doing really well in the garden. I just keep waiting for something bad to happen. But we're just having a great year so far. And the weather's just been beautiful. It hasn't gotten super hot yet. So because of that, things are still green and they're still happy and they're still wonderful. Just waiting for everything to kind of fill in. I'm really happy the impatiens are starting to bloom and the deer haven't found them yet, so nobody's eating them. And the other thing that we did with the garden is we put in, well, I should say I put in an irrigation system. So that is super exciting. So I have my timer right here on the edge, and it has 4 different zones that you can set, which is wonderful. And you probably notice I've got, you know, the main line tubing going down the side, and it actually goes all the way down to that fence garden. And the fence garden isn't finished yet because I needed a few more parts, but everything else is in and functioning. And boy, the drip irrigation is really going to help me save hours and hours of watering. So that has been really nice already. So that's where we're at the garden. So far, it's been a really good gardening year and I'm just loving it. Thanks for watching.